y'all ready for this?
What's up, folks? This is djWHEAT from the Championship Gaming Series, and joining me is ReDeYe, and we caught all the action here from the commentator's perch. For the next matchup of the night, it was the San Francisco OPTX versus the Los Angeles Complexity.
So we started off in FIFA as matchup number 1, and this one was a potential banana skin for San Francisco OPTX, and unfortunately Sturmy stepped on the banana skin and went skidding down the road. He went down 1-0 fighting. It was a pretty scrappy game all in all, but you know what? Cregan, he had his flag, he had his lucky memento, and Jason Lake had his black tie back to black. It was kind of, I don't know, there's a song in there somewhere, but it worked for them in matchup number 1, and they came out of that with a 1-0 win.
Next matchup was Forza, where I think pretty much everyone kind of expected the San Francisco team to roll over the Los Angeles competition, but that's not quite what happened.
No, it was actually a very tactical map, and Tsukuba can be like that, and they kind of teamed up on each other a couple of times around that first lap, and I was surprised almost that they went in for the kill so early, but it worked out once for San Francisco. They came out as the front two, and you thought, oh, okay, that's worked well for them. All of a sudden, it's all switched around again. GTO with a great push-off into the side. He then goes through in the second, but Chavisan squeaks through on the inside, and they get a 1-2. It was probably the best Forza race from LA all season bar none, and it gave them a huge lead as well.
Yeah, I have to agree, Red. A great Forza matchup, and it's very rare that we see a 6-1 victory in a Forza match. That's exactly what Complexity did. Jason Lake asked them to bring it tonight, and they brought it.
So our third matchup between OPTX and LA Complexity was DOA Female, and this one had a little bit of a twist to it because Belle was hungry for a victory, but you know, let's face it, there was no way she was going to beat Vanessa, even on a bad day. That bad day was today for Vanessa. She had a terrible cold, some kind of fever. I saw her backstage before the game. She looked absolutely terrible. Completely walked off the set after a game, literally just to go and lay down, I think, because she really was wrecked. And it's not an excuse for losing 3 rounds to Belle. Belle picked up those 3 rounds. They were very important at that point in the game as well. But you know what? I still thought Vanessa played really well despite her condition. You shouldn't underestimate that.
I agree. I think Vanessa is a trooper just for coming out here. As Cat Hunter said, there are no sick days in the CGS, and she proved it with a 5-3 win over Belle. Sure, it's not a 5-0 that we're accustomed to seeing Vanessa make, but coming out here against all odds and with the sickness, she did a great job. She took that match 5-3 over Belle. Our next matchup was Counter-Strike Source, where the last place Counter-Strike team went up against last year's #1. In fact, on a map, ReDeYe, Dust 2, that was always OPTX map.
Absolutely. Last season, they were really, really good on Dust 2 last year. This year, absolutely horrific. If you watched any of their games this year, it's been comical, and they would tell you the same, no doubt about it. I mean, they've been really disappointed by their own form, but tonight, for some reason, something just clicked in that OPTX team. I'm not quite sure what it is. I can't put my finger on it right now, but they just clicked and everything worked for them.
It did. In fact, it clicked so much, 13-5 was the round score in favor of OPTX. We haven't seen a beating like that since earlier on in the season. They obviously wanted to bring it for the team and for Cat Hunter, and that is exactly what they did. That made the overall score 19-15, suddenly giving the lead to the San Francisco OPTX. And of course, we had to catch up with 2 of the most boisterous and loudest Counter-Strike players. They both happen to be on the OPTX. It's Mo and Clown.
All right, I'm here with the San Francisco team. Mo, what planet are you from, bro?
Planet Headshots. That's all I give out.
What was going through your mind when this guy was the last man standing in that last round?
To be honest, I knew Mo had it. I saw on my screen as I died where the guy was approaching from. I saw where Mo was placed. I knew Mo was on tonight, so I knew that it was a sealed deal. No questions asked.
No questions asked. They had a rough start, but these guys finished big, massive. Back to you guys up top.
And that set up a great scenario for our final game, Dead or Alive Male, where Ninja CW had to face off versus Perfect Legend. But this is where it got interesting. 19-15 was the overall round score, so Perfect Legend essentially needed to 5-0 his opponent in order to take victory. However, the first round went to Ninja CW, and suddenly he was only left with a possible tie and overtime scenario to play with.
Yep, but then he came strong and really came into the game on his own. He had 3 very good rounds, all very, very aggressive as well. Super aggressive off the start, made those 3 rounds up And just suddenly, the LA fans started to dream that they might have actually pulled this one back to a tie, and maybe even a franchise victory, but it was shut out in the next round.
He did his best, but he could not do it. The overall score was 5-3 in favor of Perfect Legend. He did get revenge for winning that match that he lost to earlier in the season against Ninja CW, but ultimately, the rookie brings it home for San Francisco.
Cat Hunter, darling, you have just secured your spot in the playoffs. How proud of your boys and girl are you?
I'm extremely proud of them. I mean, I don't know if you remember, like last year, it was very heartbreaking for us to just miss World Finals at the last minute, and so making sure that we had a spot in the playoffs and a chance to prove ourselves meant everything to this team. Tonight is very important to us.
So what can we expect from San Fran coming into the playoffs now?
I think that we definitely have hit a new momentum over our last two matches. We had a rough start, I'm not going to lie about it, but I feel their minds are right, their momentum is right, and we're just going to take it one game at a time from here.
All right, Cat Hunter and the San Francisco Optics, we're going to see if they're going to ride the waves right into the playoffs. ReDeYe, Wheat, take it away.
And they clinch the playoff spot and join two other teams that are guaranteed that spot in the 2008 North American playoffs. That's the overall score for San Francisco versus Los Angeles. Los Angeles remains winless, but San Francisco secures their spot in the playoffs.